Good morning, dear friends. In last lecture, we started with fourth chapter, that is pharmacodynamic. We completed the various types of drug action and drug effect. Now, the next point in this chapter, that is, if you understand the types of drug action, you know that there are various types of the drug action like stimulation, depression, irritation, replacement, physical action and chemical action. These are the variety of actions produced by different drugs depending on the category, depending on the type of the drug. But these type of the drug action, any drug produces any type of the action may affected by various factors, that is factors affecting or modifying the drug action. Whatever these type of action, drug action, these drug action may be affected or modified by different types of the factors. Near about 16 to 17 factors that affecting the type of drug action. Let us see first factor, that is body weight. Body weight of patient, then age of patient, then sex, then route of administration of drug, then dose of the drug, then climatic condition or environmental condition, climatic or environmental condition, then metabolic disturbances, then genetic factor, then accumulation, additive effect, synergism, then antagonism, then drug tolerance, then drug dependence or drug addiction, drug dependence and drug addiction, then drug combination, then here one more factor, that is personality of physician or also called as placebo therapy. So these are the 16 factors that affecting or modifying the type of drug action. In annual examination, they may be asked for 3.5 marks. Name various factors that affecting or that modifying the type of drug action. So you supposed to remember these 16 factors that affecting or modifying the drug action. One, that is body weight of the patient, age of the patient, sex, route of administration, dose of the drug, climatic or environmental condition, metabolic disturbances, genetic factor, personality of physician, even one more factor here, that is time of administration, then accumulation, additive effect, synergism, antagonism, drug tolerance, drug dependence and last one is drug combination. These are the 17 number of factors that affecting or modifying the drug action. So this is the full question, that name, just will name the various factors. So you supposed to write these 17 factors for 4 marks. Or instead of this, they will be asked out of this 1 to 10 factors. They will give the name of the factors and explain how these factors affecting the type of drug action. Till today, you understand that what is drug, how drug produces action, that is drug action, types of drug action, mechanism of drug action. But these type of the drug action may affected by a number of these factors. Let us see first factor, that is body weight of patient. You know that the general adult dose of the drug, whatever the adult dose, some drug given in 250 milligram doses, some drug given in 500 milligram twice a day, thrice a day, depending on the category of the drug. So the adult dose of the drug is decided by considering average body weight of patient, that is 50 to 100 kg. whenever there is a new drug development after that time, the dose of the drug is considered by considering the body weight of the patient, general adult weight patient, that is 50 to 100 kg. But in adult patient, if suppose because of malnourished condition, because of the weakness, if suppose the weight of the patient may be 35 kg, 40 वर्षाचा माणूस आहे आणि त्याचं वजन 35 किलो, फॉर एक्झाम्पल ड्यू टू द malnourished condition, if the drug given, same drug given, because of the low body weight, that drug may produce toxic effect, that drug may produce harmful effect. Means what? Body weight also playing an important role in type of drug action. Suppose another condition, after patient become most obese patient, आपण बघतो बरेचसे पेशंट ओबेज असतात, फॅटी असतात, मे बी वेट सपोज 125 kg, काही पेशंटचं वेट 125 किलो सुद्धा असेल, that time that adult dose of the drug may become ineffective at this body weight. Because of higher weight, the dose become ineffective. Means what? Depending on the body weight of the patient, the dose of the drug may affecting the type of drug action. Then second, age of patient. Generally, children are so sensitive to particular drug. For example, chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol should not be given to children because of metabolizing and excretory system is not well developed. Liver function and kidney function may not be properly developed. And if metabolism and excretion of the drug may not be occurred, that produces harmful effect. Means the age of the patient also playing an important role. If suppose an example, that is chloramphenicol drug given to children may produces Gray baby syndrome, may produces bone marrow depression. That is the side effect. This is because of this age of the patient if given to children. Then sex. In case of woman, because of the more adipose tissue, metabolism of the drug is going to be slow. And if metabolism is going to be slow, duration of action of the drug increases. Means affecting what? Affecting the type of drug action. Then next factor, that is route of administration of the drug. You know that most of the drugs should not be given by oral route of administration, like insulin, adrenaline, acetylcholine. Such a type of the drug should not be given orally, because if these drugs given orally may inactivated, may degraded by GIT enzymes, GIT pH may affecting the degradation or may produce a degradation, may produce inactivation. Therefore, such a drug should not be given orally. While in some drug cases, that whatever the drug, suppose already we completed magnesium sulfate. In some drug cases, what happen? If the magnesium sulfate given orally, acting as cathartic drug. If same drug given by parenteral route, produces CNS depression action. Means in some drug cases, as the route of administration change, in some drug cases, pharmacological action also changes. Type of drug action also changes. This is how that route of administration also affecting the type of drug action. Then next factor, dose of the drug. Now what is dose? Dose of the drug, that is nothing but the appropriate amount of the drug, proper amount of the drug, appropriate amount of the drug required to produce the desired responses to the patient. कि एखादा ड्रग एखादा पर्टिक्युलर अमाउंट मध्ये जेव्हा आपण देतो, that particular amount, that amount of the drug produces the desired responses. जे responses आपल्याला पाहिजे, ते responses जेव्हा मिळतात, that amount, that is called as the dose of the drug. Generally, dose कसा consider करणार, अंदाजाने decide करू शकत नाही. In that patient, there is various factors are going to be considered, and then dose of the drug is going to be calculated. Therefore, the appropriate amount, the proper amount of the drug required to produce the desired responses in patient, that amount, that is to be called as the dose of the drug. Generally, for example, if suppose aspirin drug, this aspirin used as analgesic drug, used in headache condition. When aspirin used for analgesic action, generally defined in the dose, that is 1 to 2 gram in divided doses per day. Same drug also used in rheumatoid arthritis, संधिवातामध्ये सुद्धा वापरला जातो, but the dose which is required, that is about 7 to 10 gram per day. Means depending on the dose, action also be changes. When aspirin given for analgesic action in the dose of 1 to 2 gram, while same drug for rheumatoid arthritis condition required near about 7 to 8 gram dose. So that amount of the drug required to produce the desired responses in patient, that amount, that is called as the dose of the drug. And from adult doses, various children doses are going to be calculated. Various formulas are used like Young's formula, then Billings formula, Cowling's formula, Clark's formula, Friend's formula. These are the various formulas are used to calculate children doses from adult doses. So this is how the dose of the drug also affecting the type of drug action. Then next factor, climatic or environmental condition. High altitude, metabolism of the drug. Depending on the environmental condition, dose of the drug, even action of the drug may affect it. Similarly, metabolic disturbances. If there is imbalance occurs between water balance our body, electrolyte imbalances occurs, that definitely affecting the type of drug action. Whereas patient electrolyte imbalance होता, nausea, vomiting condition, ionic imbalances occurs, and that affecting what? That affecting the type of drug action. Then next factor, genetic factor. Because that is hereditary factor. Genetic, that is nothing but the hereditary factor. You know that for metabolism of particular drug, particular enzyme is going to be required. If that particular enzyme is deficient in particular patient and same drug given, metabolism may not be take place, and that leads to produces harmful effect. You know already the example of primaquine. This primaquine drug should not be given to Negroes people. We already completed in last chapter that primaquine drug should not be given to Negroes people. This is antimalarial drug, but should not be given to Negroes people. The reason is that in Negroes people, because of the genetic makeup, because of the hereditary factor, the enzyme which is required for metabolism of primaquine, that is glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, that enzyme is deficient in Negroes people. And if primaquine given, metabolism of primaquine may not be take place, and that leads to process hemolytic anemia. Means because of the deficiency of particular enzyme in that particular patient, if metabolism of the drug may not be occur, that leads to affecting the type of drug action. So this is how the genetic factor or hereditary factor affecting the type of drug action. Then next factor, personality of physician, that is placebo therapy, also called as placebo therapy. Sometimes in most of the question paper they will ask that what is placebo therapy. It is nothing but in some patient, particularly psychologically ill patient, inert medicament is given, that psychology of the patient may change the and condition and produces the pharmacological action. That is, for example, suppose inert medicament, just simple paracetamol tablet given to the patient, but because of the personality of personality here की तो चांगला दिसायला नको physician, त्याच्यापेक्षा काय पाहिजे की whatever the talking condition, whatever the psychological illness patient चीज आहे ती psychology change करण्याचं काम न होतं, that even inert medicament produces better relief. एखादा डॉक्टर चिडचिडा असतो, in that condition what happen, the patient may even though better medicines are given but doesn't produce response in patient because of what? Because of the psychological condition. Means what is placebo therapy? That even inert medicament given by the physician that produces psychological relief to the patient and produces condition, therefore that factor that is called as the placebo therapy. Then time of administration is also important. Most of the drugs like hypnotic and sedative drugs should not be given in daytime because these drugs may interfere sleep condition and there should be given at night time only. Why some drug given in empty stomach, why some drug given after food, जेवणानंतरच दिले जातात. Analgesic drug, narcotic drug or any type of the hypnotic sedative drug generally given after food. Means if these drugs given in empty stomach, acidic drug if given in empty stomach may produce severe symptoms, nausea, vomiting, epigastric distress, such type of symptoms may occur in patient. And therefore time of administration is also important. Why some drug like antacid drug, some antibiotics should be given in empty stomach before food, before meal, जेवणाच्या आधी दिले जातात, that playing an important role in drug action. Otherwise it may affecting the type of drug action. So this is how the time of administration also affecting the type of drug action. So from 1 to 10 factor, sometimes they will give the name that, for example, suppose that they will give explain body weight, then route of administration and genetic factor. Explain these factor, how these factor affecting the drug action. या 10 पैकी कुठलाही एक फॅक्टर विचारला जाऊ शकतो. Nowadays you supposed to explain with example. So this is how that these 10 factors are going to be affecting. While from factor number 11 to 17, they may be asked short note on these factors. These are very important one. Most of the time they will be asked define cumulation, define additive effect, define synergism, or short note on synergism, drug antagonism, drug tolerance. That is also important. So regarding 1 to 10 factor, they will be asked to explain this factor or explain any 3 factor that affecting or modifying drug action. Like this question may be repeated in examination. Now let us see another important factor that is affecting 2 type of drug action, that is cumulation. Now what is cumulation of the drug? It is nothing but accumulation of the drug in body due to repeated administration. Whenever there is a repeated administration of the drug take place to patient, that repeated administration may deposit the drug, accumulation of the drug may occur, and that phenomenon that is called as cumulation effect. Now here, in some drug category, in some drug cases, this accumulation of the drug, this cumulative effect of the drug produces better effect, while in some drug cases it may produce harmful effect. For example, phenobarbital drug. This phenobarbital drug used in epilepsy. This phenobarbital drug used in epileptic condition. In case of epilepsy, if suppose phenobarbital is given repeatedly to patient, per day 100 mg dose given, and due to repeated administration, this phenobarbital accumulation may take place, and that produces beneficial effect in epilepsy. While if you take another example, digoxin. This digoxin drug, when used and repeated administration of the drug occurs, that accumulation may produce over digitalization effect, means may produce toxic effect. Means in some drug category, this cumulation of the drug produces beneficial effect, while in some drug category, this cumulation of the drug may produce toxic effect. So that depends on what? That depends on the drug category. So therefore, accumulation of the drug in the body is called as cumulation. Then another phenomenon, additive effect. They will be asked for 2 marks. Define additive effect and give example. Additive effect, it is nothing but when 2 or more than 2 drugs prescribed to the patient. जेव्हा डॉक्टर पेशंटला 2 किंवा 3 पेक्षा जास्त मेडिसिन देतात, that time when 2 or more than 2 drugs given to the patient, the total pharmacological action of the drug or the total duration of action of the drug is sum, that is equal. Sum is equal to their individual pharmacological action. Suppose drug A, B and C. These are the 3 drugs given to the patient. Now here A drug produces 2 hours action, B drug produces 3 hour action, while C drug produces 1 hour action. When these drugs given individually produces, A drug produces 2 hours, B drug 3 hours, C drug 1 hour. When individually given produces this action. Even if given in combination produces the total action, that is 6 hours action. Means the total action is equal to sum of their. Sum is equal. Sum or total, that is sum of their individual pharmacological action. There is no increase in duration of action. Now there is no increase in pharmacological action. Then the phenomenon is called as additive effect. For example, ephedrine and aminophylline drug. This ephedrine and aminophylline used in bronchial asthma. When these 2 drugs given in combination produces 4 hour action. If given individually, this ephedrine produces 1 hour action, aminophylline produces 3 hour action. Even though given in combination, the action is equal to sum of their individual effect. Therefore, that phenomenon is called as additive effect. So example of additive effect, that is ephedrine and aminophylline. Sometimes they will ask for 2 marks. Define additive effect, give example. That is nothing but when 2 or more than 2 drugs given in combination, the total pharmacological action or the total duration of action of the drug is equal to sum of their individual pharmacological action. म्हणजे तुम्ही सेपरेट जरी दिलं तर तेवढीच ऍक्शन मिळेल, कॉम्बिनेशन मध्ये ड्रग दिलं तर त्याची टोटल ऍक्शन सेम होईल. Therefore, that phenomenon is called as additive effect. While another important term, that is synergism. Now this synergism, this word is derived from Greek word. That is sign. Science means work and erg means with, work with. This synergism, this word is derived from sign means work and erg means with. Whenever two or more than two drugs given in combination or prescribed to the patient, the total pharmacological action or the duration of action of the drug is increases, or there is a facilitation increase in total pharmacological responses occurs due to combination therapy, then the phenomenon is called as synergism. For example, here again we will take the example A, B, C, three drug. A produces 2 hour action, B produces 3 hour action, while C produces 3 hours action. Now here total action, that is 8 hours. Now if these 3 drugs individually when given, produce A drug produces 2 hour action, B drug 3 hour, C drug 3 hour action, individually given produces like this action. But when given in combination, A, B, C, 3 drug, when given in combination, the total pharmacological action may be up to 10 hours. Now individually 8 hours, but when given in combination, action, duration of action of the drug increases, or there is an increase in pharmacological responses of the drug. That phenomenon, that is called as synergism. Means there is a facilitation, there is a increase in pharmacological responses or increase in duration of action of the drug occurs due to combination therapy. That phenomenon, that is called as synergism. While in here example, that is codeine and aspirin. This codeine and aspirin drug when given in combination produces increases the total duration of action, and therefore that phenomenon, that is called as synergism. While in some drug cases when these 3 drugs given individually 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours action, from these 3 drugs action of any one drug increases, then we call it the time synergism. That phenomenon is called as time synergism. In time synergism, from combination therapy, duration of action of any one drug increases, then the phenomenon is called as time synergism. So for 2 marks then we are define synergism give example. So here when जेव्हा दोन पेक्षा जास्त ड्रग आपण पेशंटला देतो, the main aim that there is a total increase in duration of action, or there is a facilitation in pharmacological responses, and therefore that phenomenon, that is called as synergism. And time synergism, where the duration of action of any one drug increases from combination therapy, then the phenomenon is called as time synergism condition. Okay. Now the next important factor, that is antagonism. This antagonism is also most important. For 4 marks they will be asked what is drug antagonism, name various types of antagonism, or explain various types of antagonism. So antagonism, it is nothing but there is a opposite action of 2 or more than 2 drugs on same physiological system. एकाच पेशंटला जेव्हा आपण 2 किंवा 2 पेक्षा जास्त ड्रग देतो, त्याच्यामध्ये इंटरनली जेव्हा अपोजिट फार्माकोलॉजिकल ऍक्शन होतात, that phenomenon, that is called as antagonism. Antagonism, that is nothing but when 2 or more than 2 drugs given in combination produces opposite pharmacological action, therefore the phenomenon is called as antagonism. Now there are 4 types of drug antagonism. One, that is competitive, or also called as the reversible antagonism. Second, non-competitive or irreversible antagonism. Third, chemical antagonism. And fourth one, that is called as physiological antagonism. Most of the time they will be asked short note on drug antagonism. So you understand definition that there is the opposite action of 2 or more than 2 drugs on same physiological system. एकाच पेशंटला जेव्हा आपण 2 किंवा 2 पेक्षा जास्त ड्रग देतो, त्यावेळेस अगॉनिस्ट आणि अँटागोनिस्ट ऍक्शन जेव्हा करते, that phenomenon, that is called as antagonism. So there are 4 types of antagonism, drug antagonism. One, that is competitive or reversible antagonism. Second, non-competitive or irreversible antagonism. Third, chemical antagonism, and fourth one is physiological antagonism. Now what do you mean by competitive or reversible antagonism? Here in this type of antagonism, agonist when given, it produces its pharmacological action. Here again, if suppose antagonist given, आपण already बघितलंय what is agonist, what is antagonist. So agonist drug when given, that time antagonist also be given to the patient that antagonizes drug opposes the pharmacological action of agonist. जेव्हा antagonist drug असेल तो काय करेल agonist ची action block करेल. But in this type is competitive or reversible. If you increase the concentration of agonist, again action is going to be reversible. Antagonist action काय will कमी होईल. Therefore that type of antagonism is called as competitive or reversible antagonism. For example, let us see morphine. Suppose morphine drug when given in higher doses it produces morphine poisoning. Under morphine poisoning, naloxone that is used as an antagonist drug to block the effect of morphine. Now, suppose when morphine poisoning occurs and naloxone drug given, this naloxone acting as an antagonist drug, it blocks the action of morphine, antagonizes the effect of morphine. But again, if you increase the concentration of agonist, that is morphine drug, action of naloxone is going to be decreases. That phenomenon that is called as competitive or reversible antagonism. One more example for the same, that is acetylcholine and atropine drug, also acting by the same mechanism. Here acetylcholine acting as agonist drug, atropine acting as antagonist drug. Means what? If you increase the concentration of agonist more than antagonist, then action is going to be reversible. Therefore, that phenomenon that is called as the competitive or reversible antagonism. While second type non-competitive or irreversible. In this type of antagonism, both drug that is agonist and antagonist when given, antagonist inactivate the agonist receptor in such a way that again if you increase the concentration of agonist, action may not be reversible. For example, adrenaline and phenoxybenzamine drug. This adrenaline and phenoxybenzamine drug act by the same mechanism, that is non-competitive or irreversible. Here, adrenaline acting as agonist, phenoxybenzamine acting as antagonist. Now here, when phenoxybenzamine given, it blocks the whole action of adrenaline. Even though you increase the concentration of adrenaline, that is agonist, action may not be reversible. Means phenoxybenzamine block the receptor in such a way that again combination with agonist may not be possible, and therefore that phenomenon that is called as the non-competitive or irreversible antagonism. Sometimes they will ask for 4 marks. What is competitive or reversible antagonism? Give example. So you are supposed to. Or what do you mean by non-competitive or irreversible? You are supposed to explain. Then third type, that is chemical antagonism. Here the action, opposite action of these two drugs take place because of the chemical interaction between the chemical nature of the drug. It neutralizes the effect. That phenomenon that is called as chemical antagonism. For example, acid and alkali drug. This acid and alkali drug act by the chemical antagonism mechanism. आपण हायपर ऍसिडिटी मध्ये अल्कलाइझर एजंट देतो. Now these alkalizing agent block the action of acid drug. Means what? Neutralizes the effect. That phenomenon that is called as chemical antagonism. And the last one, that is for physiological antagonism. Physiological antagonism here, in this case, when two drugs given to the patient with the same physiological system, the pharmacological action of the any one of the drug internally may affected, may antagonized by another drug. For example, adrenaline. This adrenaline antagonizes the effect of histamine. This histamine may produce bronchial constriction. When histamine given or when histamine released naturally, it causes the bronchial constriction. That is difficulty in breathing. श्वास घ्यायला त्या पेशंटला त्रास होतो. This effect may antagonize by adrenaline. Means when adrenaline given, it blocks the effect of histamine, which is produced, that is bronchial constriction. Means physiologically there is a blocking effect of another drug occurs, then the phenomenon is called as physiological antagonism. Another example, adrenaline also antagonizes the effect of penicillin. This penicillin produces anaphylactic shock, and this effect of penicillin antagonized by adrenaline within the body. Therefore, that type of antagonism that is called as physiological antagonism. So these are the 4 types of drug antagonism. They may be asked full short note on drug antagonism. What is drug antagonism? Explain various types of drug antagonism with example. Or they may be asked individually what is competitive or what is non-competitive. Explain. So this is regarding antagonism. So here these 4 are very important: cumulation, additive effect, synergism, and antagonism. Even these three are also more important, that is drug tolerance, drug dependence or drug addiction condition, and drug combination are also called as the drug interaction. So these three factors we will see in the next lecture. These are also the important one. So remaining these three are also short notes: drug tolerance, drug addiction, and drug combination or drug interaction. So we will see in next lecture. Thank you.